In our lesson 68 today, we're basically reviewing some how do you do this on the calculator and learning one or two new things of what can you do with our fancy graphing calculators. So I already let you guys switch to entering these kinds of ones on the calculator instead of trying to figure it out by hand. So right now I want everybody type that in on your calculator. Let's make sure we all remember how we do that. Start with control divided by. I should see everybody punching this into your calculators. If you start with control divided by, it gives you that nice fraction bar with a box on the top and a box on the bottom. And in the top, you just type in what you see for that entire numerator, and the bottom, the entire denominator. And let's see what you guys came up with. Sonia, what you got? 7.3, what 9? 89 times. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you also got that, thumbs down if you got something different. I see thumbs up all around the room, so good job, you remember how to do that. Don't forget, you have to look at that right-hand side. The calculator says E minus 32, but we write an X when we do the scientific notation. So it sounds like everybody is remembering how we do that one. Same thing here. You've already been doing some of these. So practice entering that on your calculator. This one you can do with or without the parentheses. You have the button on the calculator for times 10 to a power, that 10 to the x button, if you like using that so you don't have to actually type the 10 each time. Baylor, what you come up with? Is that what you said? Did I hear you correctly? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Did you get this or something else? And again, thumbs up. So it looks like you guys are remembering how to enter that. Anybody with questions there? Okay, this one we haven't done so much of, and I'm not even sure we really know what that means. We know what a cubed root is, a fourth root, and so on. This one is a weird root. To do that, we need to use this button that is circled here in red that says the nth root of x. We can't just use the square root button on that. So it is actually right up above the caret. So to get there, you have to do control and then the caret button so that your calculator gives you what looks like a square root. With your cursor in the little box, you put the 4.2. With your cursor inside the root symbol, you put the 156. So I'll pull mine up here and also actually enter that on my calculator here, so I can make it a little bit bigger so that I can actually, oh, don't do that to me. Over to the desk one, make it a little bit bigger. Okay, now I can see it slightly better. So I'm doing the control and then that caret button. Scratch pen. Okay, now control and the caret, and get it big enough we can see the display. In this little box is where I type the 4.2. Underneath the radical sign, I type the 156. And is this what everybody's getting? Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. May not be able to see it from the back. 3.328. And what if we have one that looks more like this, where we want to take the 1.86 to the negative power? Couple things that I want to point out on this. The to the is this little caret button. And then be sure you do this one as a negative 4.86, not the subtraction over here on the right. Everybody already entered that? Grayson, what did you get? Others 0.049? Anybody with questions on how we do those? Don't you love how easy this lesson is? Question. Okay, so what we're going to do on that one, let me get my calculator up here. We're going to do the 1/86, maybe. If I get over here and it cooperates. Okay, so get rid of that. Get rid of that. So 1/86. This little button that looks like an up arrow, this little caret symbol, to the. And then we have a box up there for the exponent, and we can put anything in it we want. Fraction, decimal, positive, negative. Because it's a negative, this button under the 3 is the negative sign. The button over on the right is the subtraction, and they're not interchangeable. This is a negative number, so we push it, and then the 4.86, enter. And why is that different from what you got? Oh, 1 point. Okay, yeah. That makes a big difference. So the other thing that most of you, I think, know, when you've made a typo, use your up arrow and highlight what you typed with the mistake in it and push enter, and it repeats it. Then use your back arrow and either delete if it's something you need to get rid of and retype. In this case, I just need to add the decimal in there and then push enter, and now I have what we came up with before. So everybody good with that copy and fix feature? All right, next one here for you guys. We've been doing a number of these where you've got two equations, isolate y, and then enter the two functions, and then do the menu analyze graph stuff, right? But we have always up to now had to go through and change each of these y equals before we could do that. These are going to be messy to get in y equals form. I'm going to show you today, now that you know how to do the y equals and have practiced that for a while, I'm going to show you a different way you can enter it so you no longer have to get y by itself. We're going to enter it just like that. So this, I believe, is something new for everybody. And then once we're done, we'll sketch a graph on that. So let me get my calculator up here. So I need to go to a graphing page since I want to graph them. So I'm going to click my little calculator button and switch to a graph page. I am not going to enter it right here as a function, f1 or y equals. So I need to click my menu button, which lets me pick different things to do. I need to enter what it is I want to graph. So this is choice 3, graph entry edit. And then I want to pick 2 for relation instead of function. Now I am going to enter the 2/3 x plus 2/5 y equals 28. I can do the control divided by to get the fraction bar, or since the calculator knows PEMDAS, I'm just going to do 2 divided by 3, and then I'm going to come down here to the bottom and click on the x for the times x, and then I'm going to do plus 2 divided by 5 times y, and I don't even need the times button in there. Then right under the control button, right beside your trig button, there's an equal sign. Click that equal button, and then we can type in 28 and enter. And I'll worry about the fact that I don't see it on the screen just yet in a minute. Now I'm going to enter my second one, and I know to do that I hit tab. And then this first one is starting with a negative, so I'm going to use that negative button again. Negative 0.05 times x. I don't need to enter times. I just go down and hit the x. Now I'm subtracting, so I go to the other minus button. 0.2 times y. I go up to that equal button right under the control. And then this is a negative 5.5, so I use the negative button, 5.5, and enter. And if I wanted to double check, did I type them right? I could do tab, and then I could do up. And does that look like my second equation? Looks good to me. Go up. Oh, it even fixed and got those fraction bars in, even though all I did was 2 divided by 3. Now this even looks exactly like what I've got there, so I'm pretty happy with that. And so, I want these things graphed, but where in the world are they? Well, my calculator window is only going from negative 10 to 10 and negative 7.4 to positive 7.4, I think. And so they must be, these lines must be somewhere outside of that. So menu, and I need to fix my window for what I can see. So hit the 4. And then sometimes this is trial and error. I'm going to show you the trick I like to try first. So wait before you start trial and error. You can always do window settings and say, oh, I want my X's to go from negative 1,000 to positive 1,000 and my Y's to go from negative 20 to positive 80. If you have a good idea of what you want them to be, you can always use that first one on there. You can do zoom out over and over till you start to see it. I like to try zoom fit first and see what that will show me and go from there. So I'm going to either go down and click on it, or I'm just going to enter the, let's see, where did mine go? Window zoom. If I just hit the A, it will take me to zoom fit. Okay, now I've got an idea. I still don't see where they cross, but I see they're going down like this. And I think they're going to cross somewhere out here to the right of what I see right now. So there's several ways then that I can change them. I can take my cursor, and right now, let's see. If I click over, this one's a little bit tricky. Let's see what I want to do here. I'm going to start with change. If I click on this 18.83, but click it a second time so I see that box, I'm going to say, hey, I like it better if it starts at 0 and goes up. So it's kind of going to start at my x-axis and go up, and enter on that. Then if I try to come over here, I need to click on that number where the X is, but I need to get it so that the 10 is highlighted like that. And I want to make it go bigger. I don't know how far I need to go, but I'm going to try 50. Now I can see where they cross, right? And now it's just like what you've done before. Menu, analyze, graph, the 2 lines, and it'll give you the intersection in there. So menu, analyze, graph, intersection, go to the left of where they cross and the right of where they cross, and they tell us that they cross at 30/20. So far, so good for everybody. Okay, now to draw the picture, we're going to copy it where it looks very much like that. Jonas? I'll take a look at yours individually after we're done. There's probably something that was just a little typo in the equation or something. So then on these kinds of problems, when you've done it on your calculator, in your problem set box, you are going to draw the lines that look similar to that. Both of these y-intercepts are positive. Both of them are up above the x-axis. Both of them have negative slopes. This one just barely, this one more significantly. So you are going to draw something kind of like this and one kind of like this, and then label that that is 30/20. You're not going to be real specific with exactly what the y-intercepts are, but the y-intercepts are positive or negative. The slope is positive or negative. The slope's steep or it's not steep. So any questions with that stuff? Then I'm going to check calculators for those who had issues. And I'm going to give you your problem set papers. This is number 22. I want you to do it so then I can come around and check that for you. And then also 12 and 14, which are review things.